Before AI content flooded our socials, there was Hatsune Miku. The Japanese pop star has spent 2 decades singing hits. She's toured Asia, played Coachella, and is now making her Australian debut. Hatsune is a Vocaloid, essentially software that producers can use to sing their songs. But this isn't a story about AI taking over the music business. It's about musicians trying to save it.
It's a bad day for music lovers.
The shock cancellation of Australia's preeminent music festival,
adding to a series of post-COVID cancellations.
Australia's live music industry is in crisis, and bands are struggling to make money. So artists like Sally Coleman are looking for alternatives.
I really love playing for live audiences, but I don't always love the lifestyle of being on the road all the time and touring. That's currently one of our biggest income generators, but it's also this really exhausting, precarious way to live our lives.
Touring is incredibly expensive, but Sally can perform without leaving the studio. In her new project, Big Sand, a motion capture suit sends her every move to an avatar on stage. It's live music, but not as we know it.
One thing I'm not trying to do is replicate or replace a conventional music gig, because I love live music as it is, but what I am trying to do is create something new. For the audience, I want it to almost feel like you're stepping inside a video game or an interactive experience. So a lot of what I'm experimenting with is how can you keep that live energy when you're operating through a screen.
Sally dreams of performing across Asia, but would audiences actually pay for a virtual artist? This is Plave, a boy band that's fast becoming one of the biggest names in the virtual idol scene. They've sold 1 million records, have a huge fan base, and have performed alongside some of the biggest names in Asia pop.
Other than being virtual, most performances are pretty much similar to conventional boy groups.
This is Kevin. He works for Vlast, the company that created the virtual supergroup. They wanted to see if virtual performers could become just as popular as other pop stars if there were real musicians behind the avatars.
There are lots of technologies to make this all possible, but we think that the human element is the most fundamental success factor. Fans are drawn to Plave because there are real humans behind the creation of each virtual persona.
Lauren works at a Korean pop shop in Sydney, and she's seen fans flock to virtual idols, the same as any other artist.
They're still giving characters for you to engage with. They're still putting all of their emotions into it, and I think you can still feel that. They still have personalities, they're not just complete robots.
And Plave is not the only band getting big. Girl group Eternity uses hyper-realistic AI technology, while Feverse came from a virtual idol competition. And being virtual means they avoid the dark side of K-pop. Some fans will do anything to get an idol's attention.
They resort to stalking, they resort to all these creepy things, fanalizing, fetishizing, handwritten letters in their blood saying how much they adore this idol. Like, being a virtual idol kind of helps them maintain that level of creativity and still outputting it, but doing it in a much safer, protected manner.
So, is this the future or just a fad? The disruption of the music business during COVID sparked big interest in alternative types of gigs. Platinum pop stars like Justin Bieber sang in the metaverse. Promoters organised virtual festivals. And while much of this experimentation ended with the lockdowns, the genre that launched the career of so many virtual artists lives on.
Asian pop is not a fad. It's definitely a often unnoticed genre. At the same time, these artists are coming through to Australia and New Zealand and selling out arenas.
So maybe one day virtual artists will also sell out arenas. But what type of artists? Will it be real musicians cloaked in AI avatars? Or will it be artificial bands with synthetic voices and machine-written songs?
That's open-ended question for us as well. All of Plave's tracks so far have been composed by the members themselves, underscoring the essential role of human creativity.
Is there going to be a point where we get rid of the musician entirely because of AI? It's possible, but it really comes down to what do audiences want. What I love about live music is the connection that you get with the performer. So even though technically it's completely possible to do all of this without a human directly creating it, I think the bigger question is going to be, is that what audiences want to see?